Ladies and gentlemen, it pretty much brings a tear to my eye to even say this, but we have arrived at UFC 324 fight week now. I can't believe it to be true, but listen, we're here and we're not complaining. We are actively suffering from success, as the kids would say. As a UFC fan, I'm sure all of you are UFC fans. You know that this drought has taken a lot out of us.
You think you can make a plate of antipasta?
There's a burger.
Listen, on the Money Manziel MMA channel, and you should subscribe, by the way. It's free down below. But on this channel, we've continued to push out content, and that doesn't stop here because UFC 324 is a pretty fucking awesome card. As far as the lineup goes, dude, this actual card is cinema. It could have been better. Obviously, we had Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes as the co-main event. We are no longer watching this fight card because the women's MMA main event or co-main has dropped out. It's unfortunate to see. I wish that wasn't the case, but listen, we move regardless. We now have a main card of Gaethje versus Pimblett, O'Malley versus Sonya Dawn, Waldo versus Lewis, Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas, and Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva in a battle of autists and who would do worse on an autism spectrum disorder test. Now, when I think about these fights, there are a couple things that come to mind. Again, the first thing being that this card is fantastic. Even if you're upset about the co-main dropping off, it is still a great, great main card in terms of quality. The second thing that should come to your mind, why the fuck is Natalia Silva and Rose Namajunas on the main card? That's not even the topic of the video, but I just have to say it how I see it. This is not a main card fight, especially over Umar versus fucking Figgy. I don't get what the hell is going on here. We'll talk about this in a little bit, but Dana White might have gone senile. He might be in his Joe Biden era, and we may have to accept that as reality if that's the case. And then the third thing that comes to my brain and should come to yours is that these are very, very competitive fights. Unlike some UFC pay-per-views in recent history, a lot of these matchups are very pick'em to me. The odds do not reflect that for this card, but it is how I feel about it. I think you could go either way in the main event. You could go either way in the next two. I would lean Natalia Silva in the women's flyweight and then featherweight again, 50-50 to me. You could easily argue both sides. Now, my job today is to explain to you what makes these so challenging, to give you different perspectives, and to get you kind of fired up, get you hyped the fuck up for this fight card on Saturday. We are all going to be there. We will be jumping for joy, doing Fortnite emotes. What a time to be alive. So, ladies and gentlemen, strap in. Grab some popcorn. Grab a Kit Kat, actually. Underrated candy in my opinion, so you should probably grab that. Grab some more popcorn on top of your popcorn you already have. We're going to get right into it, man. Let's start with the main event. Listen, Gaethje and Pimblett is one of the most competitive main events you are going to get this year. I don't think there's anyone other than my video a couple of days ago that really has a formed opinion on this fight. Unless you are a Gaethje fan outright or a Pimblett fan outright, I don't think it's fair to be like, oh my god, dude, there's no way that, he doesn't run him out of the fucking arena. There's no way that Patty doesn't easily submit Gaethje in one. There's no way Gaethje doesn't KO Patty in one. I have no fucking clue. Now, I did say I was 100% convinced, and I may have lied to you. We tend to do a little trolling on the Money Manziel MMA channel, but there's no issue with that. When it comes to this fight, there are a lot of different angles to look at it with. You could look at a guy like Justin Gaethje, who, I gotta be honest with you, man. Justin Gaethje, I feel like Justin Gaethje's entire, how you have a little narrator in your head that's kind of narrating everything you do, like an inner monologue? I feel like Justin Gaethje's inner monologue is just whatever Flight Reacts is doing in a specific reaction video.
Y-N-E! I mean G! Fuck!
I think him and Flight Reacts share the same amount of brain power right now, so I feel like that's pretty fair for Justin Gaethje. And then on the Paddy Pimblett side, this man is so fucking ugly. I hate to call it how I see it. I know he can't control it, but god damn, man. I don't know how this dude has a child. I'm pretty sure he is a child. I might have just made that up. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't know how Paddy is pulling anything over there in Liverpool. Shout out to you, brother. Praying for you in the process. Regardless, there is a clear angle that most people would look at. They'd say, Money Manziel, Justin Gaethje's 37 years old. He's washed. He's overrated. Fucking, anyone who doesn't do Rafael Fiziev like that. You know what I mean? And Patty's 31. He's in his prime. There's no way that Patty would lose this. Gaethje's over the hill. My issue with that would be the fact that Justin Gaethje has not looked washed in any of his fights. So you can't really say that. The Holloway fight was not good, but again, if he survives the final 10 seconds, you're going, damn, Max Holloway put on a pretty good performance. Justin's super tough. No one's saying, wow, knockout of the year, fucking unbelievable, Max Holloway, you know? That narrative isn't there if that doesn't happen in the final second of the fight. So I'm not holding that against Justin Gaethje. Now, I think that the other angle you can look at is if you're a Gaethje fan, you look at this resume of Paddy Pimblett. This might be, and I know there's going to be comments about Islam Makhachev getting a title shot off of Bobby Green. Yes, I fucking know he did. But this is arguably the worst title shot resume in UFC history. Tony Ferguson, 40 years old, unranked. Bobby Green, 40 years old. He might have been number 15. That might be a stretch. And Michael Chandler, 38 years old. I think he's 39 now. And also, fucking ranked 8 or 9. You know what I mean? Not an impressive resume. I have no clue how he's fluked his way into this title shot, but props to you, Patty. I know there have been some undeserving ones in history, so don't get on my ass about that. But it is a dog shit, objectively, resume, no matter how you look at it.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard.
Additionally, the guy's fat. He is legitimately one McDonald's meal away from diabetes. I hate to call it how I see it, but I have to do that. And ultimately, Paddy Pimblett, brother, I need you to stay away from the Popeyes biscuits. I need you to stay away from the McDouble or the McCrispy. I know they're good, but holy shit, brother, we got to be careful outside of camp because it could get dangerous for his heart and for his liver real soon. You know, and again, I keep going back and forth because I want to display how 50-50 this is. Justin Gaethje, you can look at this right here, this exact shot, and be like, okay, no way in hell Justin Gaethje wins. I'm going with Paddy Pimblett. And that is exactly the point I'm trying to get across in this video. An incredibly competitive main event, almost impossible to predict. It is going to be very, very challenging to bet on this card. I'm not going to make a fucking gambling video. I've been slewed to hell for some of the gambling videos I made in my life. So we are going to pass on that. The Money Manziel parlay will not be coming out, thank the Lord. But you could look at this and go, Paddy wins. And that's the beauty of this fight. No one really knows what's going to happen. There is not a clear favorite here, in my opinion. So I don't know, man. It's going to be a hell of a main event, and we've got a couple more fights rather on the main card to get to, especially the co-main event. Now, I got to be honest with you. I'm not a fashion guru. I'm not like a fashionista or whatever the fuck they call it. This might be one of the worst outfits of all time. Sean O'Malley in this picture has cotton candy hair, fucking blue and pink. He has glitter. I don't even know what he's wearing. That looks like tinsel that he's wearing. He has a full send Happy Dad chain, and I don't even know what's going on with the glasses. One AirPod in, just, so you know not to talk to him. This is the worst press conference outfit of all time, no question. Sean O'Malley, brother, hang up the cleats, leave the football before the football leaves you. This is a disgrace of an outfit. And he's going against Son Yadon in the co-main event, who, listen, he torched Sean O'Malley. Definitely was him that wrote that and not him fucking going into Google Translate, and that's why there are quotation marks there, because Son Yadon definitely wrote that on Twitter. It is a very fascinating co-main, and again, anyone that has a formed opinion, I believe, is wrong. If you told someone about Son Yadon and Sean O'Malley, and you said, well, Sean O'Malley is coming off back-to-back losses against a former champion, who was outstruck in the title fight that he ended up losing, only for Sean O'Malley in those two fights against Merab to get decisioned and then be submitted in round 3 more clearly than the first fight. You would go, okay, Son Yadon's going to win, surely. But no, if you look at the difference in if you want to get real nerdy, right? You want to get real you want to put your lab coat on, you want to use beakers, you want to find the formula to figure out the winner. If you did MMA math, you would say Sean O'Malley, regardless of whether you agreed with the decision or not, got his hand raised against Petr Yan, and Son Yadon, when he fought Petr Yan, holy shit, that's a lot of rhyming, did not get his hand raised. So if you went solely off of that, you would say to me, Money Manziel, MMA, fucking how are you not picking Sean O'Malley to win this clear? I have no fucking clue who's going to win this fight. Both are very talented strikers. Son Yadon is a little more flat, a little slower on the feet, so maybe I give the edge to Sean O'Malley, but this is, again, a fight for the nerds to figure out. Sit down at your computer, watch the film, figure out who's going to win the outside foot position battle, and it's going to be a fun time. So 100% Sean O'Malley and Son Yadon is a very pick 'em fight. Again, good fucking luck betting on that, because let me tell you right now, I'd go 0 for a million if I was confidently making bets on any of these fights. So don't be shocked if the Money Manziel predictions come out to be about 2-10. Definitely did not do that on any card last year. Do not go and check my predictions to see if that ever happened. Regardless, the next fight on our docket is Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Derek Lewis. Now, Waldo Cortez Acosta is putting on, for all the Dominicans out there, we are all Hispanic. We are all we are Waldo Cortez Acosta. Regardless, this guy's got like 8 kids. He's got a family to fucking feed. Respect to you, brother. This guy's trying to create an entire MMA gym in his household, just with family members alone. Respect to you, Waldo Cortez Acosta. We all wish we could do this. When it comes to Waldo Cortez Acosta and Derek Lewis, it is a very, very tricky fight, because if you said, hey, Waldo Cortez Acosta is coming off of fucking KOing our GOAT, future champion Shamil Gaziev, and he's also coming off of KOing Tom Aspinall's main sparring partner, Ante Delia, you would say, okay, Waldo beats fucking Derek Lewis easily. There's literally no way in hell that 40-year-old Derek Lewis beats Waldo Cortez Acosta, especially when you take into account that Derek Lewis is built like Santa Claus. Santa Claus has this exact body type. Chubby everywhere. He's got titties on the side. He looks like he literally just put on the shorts, and they found Derek Lewis on the street of Houston, Texas, and they were like, hey, you're a big black dude. We need you to fight somebody. Can you come in here and throw some punches? And Derek Lewis obliges them and says, yes, if you feed me in Popeyes, which is not a racial thing. Not a racial thing. He's got Popeyes on the right. I've got it to back me up when saying that. So, listen, Derek Lewis, no way he wins this fight, right? Except for the fact that he has KO wins over some of the top contenders at heavyweight currently. Alexander Volkov was winning every second of his fight with Derek Lewis, and yet Derek Lewis comes out there and just fucking flukes him. Unbelievable stuff. You never would have seen it coming. Lands a right hand. Joe Rogan legitimately creaming on fucking commentary. Fucking liquids flying everywhere when Derek Lewis lands that right hand to put Alexander Volkov down. And then he knocked out our king, Curtis Blades, who definitely does not vape in his free time. Curtis Blades, brother, we're looking forward to your return. But these are 2 top 5 guys at heavyweight that Derek Lewis has wins over. So you would go, okay, well, maybe I'm going Derek Lewis because Waldo hasn't beat anyone in the top 5 yet. It's a very, very tricky situation. And again, if you got nerdy, if you got in the lab, if you were doing what Lucas Tracy's doing on his boxing channel and you were really getting technical with it, you would look at MMA math and go, okay, Derek Lewis got finished by Sergey Pavlovich in like a minute, and Waldo at least went the distance and took a round off of Sergey. Again, MMA math has never worked. Don't fucking try it. Math was all created by fucking some random guy in his basement somewhere like 400 years ago. And he was like, you know what, man? 2 + 2 = fucking 4, and 4 - 2 = 2, And that's how math was created. So that's your history lesson for the day. Regardless, we got a couple more fights to get to. Notably, Natalia Silva and Rose Namajunas. Now, again, I gotta say this. I gotta be clear. I know the graphic is of Zhang Wei Li, but how the fuck is this on the main card? This isn't even supposed to be a rant video. You have Umar Nurmagomedov, the #1 contender, arguably at bantamweight, versus Davison Figueiredo, former flyweight champion, a guy that a lot of people felt was 1 win away from a title shot had he gone in there and beat Petr Yan. And Figgy's coming off a victory. How does Rose Namajunas, a girl, again, shout out to her, she's got an inspirational story. Rose Namajunas has not been the champion for a long time now, which is weird to say, but it's true. She has not been the champ for a long time. She has produced nothing but eye-gouging fucking boring fights. Like, you want to stab yourself in the fucking heart every time that Rose Namajunas is on your screen, because it is the most boring fight you've ever watched. Yes, she is technical. Yes, she has more punching power than some girls, but she's just kind of a tubby 125er at this point. I don't know why she's still at flyweight, and yet we are legitimately entertaining her in a flyweight bout. I don't care how good you think Natalia Silva is. It is ridiculous to have this fight on the main card. I gotta call it how I see it. DEI fight, if you ask me. Regardless, one positive of Rose Namajunas are the KOs, right? And specifically a KO over who some people believe to be the greatest female fighter of all time prior to her Shevchenko match in Zhang Wei Li, where Rose Namajunas KO'd her. She KO'd Joanna Jędrzejczyk after Joanna was on her reign of like weirdly seducing women on Tough and then saying the Boogie Woman is coming. There are 4 ambulances driving by me right now. Do they know that a Money Manziel video is going on? However, the issue with Rose Namajunas is that she was groomed. And this is a problem because when the UFC goes mainstream, which it will on Saturday officially, fans will look into Rose Namajunas' career and they will find that she was 17 and started dating Pat Barry. Now, I'm not one to split hairs. I'm not one to question people's relationships, but 17 and 29 is kind of crazy. I do not claim any of the comments that were on that one short I made, but 12-year age difference. I mean, she was 5 and he was 17. I don't know, man. I gotta be honest. It's a little fucking suspicious. Pat Barry, you are on EDP watch. Do you need a cupcake, brother? Regardless, it's an interesting fight. We're going to skip past it. I really don't give a fuck about it. I'm going to watch it but you all know it's going to be a 29-28 decision. Let's not get silly here and try and be like, oh my God, man. Dude, no, Natalia Silva's spinning heel kicking her out cold, man. No, you have no idea, dude. Rose Namajunas, she's not ready for Natalia Silva's level. And I don't think she is. I think Natalia Silva's going to win. But still, let's move on to the final fight that we are talking about in this video, which is on the main card. It is Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva. Now, I said it before, this is the final frontier of autism in the UFC. Merab Dvalishvili has been knocked off. I know Yuri Prohaska is still around, but he's passed on his autism to his child, so now he may have a little less. If you have any more genealogy questions, hit me up down below in the comment section. Regardless, when it comes down to it, this is a lot of autism. Gene Silva, the barking, the crying whenever he sees himself on camera, the Bruce Buffer shit, he's got it off the charts. Now, not as much as Yuri, but listen, no one's got as much autism as Yuri Prohaska does. And then you look at a guy like Arnold Allen, who also has a shit ton of autism, and it is really a match made in heaven when it comes to us fellow autistic UFC fans that want to see these guys bang it out. We love seeing guys bang in the middle of the cage. It is our favorite pastime to watch men bang on TV live for the whole world to see. I'm excited for this fight, but it is, again, very, very 50-50. Arnold Allen has taken a long time off. You would think in his prime, when he's really active, that maybe he has the edge here, but Gene Silva, on the other hand, big power, but Diego Lopez KO'd him in their last fight. There is a lot on the line here, and it is a perfect example of why UFC 324 is going to be such an amazing card. It truly is a complete toss-up in every way, shape, or form. I cannot wait for it. I hope you guys are excited for it. We're going to continue to bring the UFC 324 content throughout the week, so I hope you guys stay tuned. That will ultimately do it for the video. Listen, I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in. It means the world to me, the consistent viewership that we're getting. We're in 1K every single video, which is crazy. I hope you guys continue to support the channel. We're trying our hardest to make it mainstream in 2026. We will be bigger than any MMA YouTube channel has ever been. Ariel Helwani, watch out, brother. We are coming for you in the massive 2026. In the meantime, like, comment, and subscribe down below. My TikTok is at MoneyManziel MMA. If you want to go show support to my YouTube shorts, then by all means, go and do that. Hit a like on them. Hit a comment on them. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Is this the most 50-50 card in recent memory? Who do you have winning the main event? Who do you have winning the fights on the main card? Should Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas even be a main card fight? And after you answer all of that, hit the subscribe button on a second count. Get your grandma to subscribe, get your sister to subscribe, get your hot teacher to subscribe. Whatever you can to make the channel grow. It means the world. So I will see you all in the next one. Have a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday.